Well, hello, ladies and gents. Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com.
Crystal Sykes, LadySavage.com.
And we're coming at you with another recipe. This one is the famous chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata. So what we got here, babe?
So we have 1 pound of chicken. It's also just 2 chicken breasts. We have 1 cup of bone broth, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of butter. There's about 3 tablespoons of capers, 1 shallot, and 1 freshly squeezed lemon. This is a half a cup of almond flour, and then our seasonings. We are using garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and parsley flakes, and then some Redmond real salt.
Perfect. All right, what's the first step?
So the first thing we need to do is cut the chicken breast in half.
Right down the middle?
No, like fillet, yeah.
I don't know if our knives are sharp enough for this. You have a cutting board?
Oh my. Okay, all right,
Okay.
I'll do, yep. Okay. I'll do the second one. Crazy. So we've got 4 pieces.
All right, now what we do?
All right, so now that we have the chicken filleted in half, we're going to take the almond flour. Can we get a spoon, please?
Spoon coming right up.
And we are going to add the seasoning to the almond flour, whatever you prefer, however much seasoning you want. I like a lot of garlic, so we got that. Italian seasoning.
That's pretty good.
And parsley flakes. And a little bit of salt. We're running out of salt.
Okay.
All right, so now that we have all those, we are going to put the oil and the butter in the pan and get that heated up.
This would probably be about the equivalent of what, like a medium-high heat on a stove?
Yeah. And the only reason that we're using this cooktop is just for simplicity's sake. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy an induction burner. You can just use your stovetop.
Yes.
You can just let it simmer.
Should I go ahead and dredge these chicken breasts?
Yes. Wow, look at Robert using the fancy terms.
Okay.
Yes, you can go ahead and throw it in there.
Alright, so this has just got done cooking. All these chicken breasts have reached about an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll take those off of the heat.
And then we can keep the heat on.
Keep the heat on. And then we're gonna saute our shallots. Shallots, however you pronounce them.
If you want to put garlic in here, you can do that too, but Robert wants to do everything, man. Leave the guy, let him do it.
Yes. What else do you say?
Huh?
What else are we doing? We're putting that in here?
We're gonna saute that first, and then we'll add in the bone broth. So before we completely took the chicken off, we actually added 3 extra tablespoons of butter. It soaked up a little bit more than we thought it was going to, and the butter is going to taste delicious in the topping that we're going to put on here. And then we wanted to have a little bit extra for the shallots to be sauteed in as well.
So 5 tablespoons of total butter.
Yep, and I'll put that in the macros that you guys will see on KetoSavage.com. You ready for this?
Ready.
So this is 1 cup of bone broth, and we're just gonna let that simmer for a little while and kind of reduce a little bit.
All right, y'all, so our broth has reduced. We're going to add our lemon and our capers. Let those meld together.
Yep.
Would you be so kind?
Oh, I would be so kind.
Beautiful.
So this is just 1 lemon squeezed. And I did turn the heat off. You can keep it going just to keep it warm if you'd like. And then I'm gonna add in our capers. I love capers. I can't get enough of capers. So if you like capers, as many as you want. So you just wanna mix this well together. And then you can either choose to pour this on top of the chicken, or you can place the chicken right back in there and keep it warm until the family or whoever gets to the dinner table. So we're just gonna place these guys right back in there. And then just kind of take a little bit of it, pour it over the top, get it all nice and sitting in all of that lemony flavor, the bone broth and all of that. I like to put a little bit of shallots and capers on each one, and then try and get some of that. You're gonna use that spoon and actually knock up some of that juice on there.
You betcha.
This is by far like my favorite dish. I love it. I love chicken, and this is a really, really great way to add a little fat to your chicken. You can use chicken breast. You can use the thigh and just cook it a little bit longer. But I love chicken breast, so allowing myself to get a little bit more fat in from the butter and the oil and things like that, super, super helpful. So,
Time to give it a shot?
time to give it a shot.
Let's dive into this delectable looking chicken piccata.
Make sure you get a couple of capers and things in there.
Oh yeah, gotta get some capers. This would be a super easy meal to like prepare in batch and have your whole week meal prepped. All right, you ready to rumble?
Oops, sorry.
Pretty good. What's the thoughts?
It's just so good. It's like my favorite meal.
I don't really like chicken, but this is pretty good.
Yeah, Robert is not a chicken person. I love chicken, but man, it's so good.
You know, keep eating
The
here.
sauce, it like thickens up as it sits, and it's so good. You can even squeeze a little bit more lemon on top, but the flavor of lemon and capers, excellent. It works perfectly with the thickness of the juices in there.
And
yep,
the reduced
I love
sauce kind of like fattens up the chicken, which is obviously very lean, so you get a better macro profile.
And adds a little bit more nutrient density to it because you're using real bone broth. And yeah, that's delicious. I'm about to go dive into this.
Very good. So for the complete macro breakdown, steps, recipe, ingredients, all that good stuff, check out the website, it's ketosavage.com, and we will see y'all next time.